Hello and welcome to Product Spotlight. My name is John and today we're looking at HO scale Bethgon Coalporters. These models come from Athearn, and at the time of this recording, the price listed on the website, which is the MSRP, is $234.99. Now that is for a 5-pack, so keep that in mind. You wouldn't pay $234.99 for a single. Probably wouldn't even pay that much for a 5-pack because MSRP is just the suggested retail price. They have these available in a lot of different road names. What we're looking at today is referred to as the data only because it's not actually marked for any specific railroad. But your best bet, I think, is to go to the Athearn website and check out what they're offering. There's a pretty big variety of different paint schemes available there. See if they're offering what you're looking for and then shop around for the price because you'll find it for less than the MSRP, most likely. Looking at the detail on the broadside of this car, you can see it has separately applied really fine wire grabs on both sides. On this right side, it goes all the way up to the top. And boy, do those look really to scale. They're super, super thin. Looking at the brake end detail, you can see that those separately applied wire grabs are on the ends as well. There's a separately applied brake wheel, and then this grab that goes all the way across is also a really finely rendered wire grab. Down here we have what looks to be a separately applied photo-etched crossover platform. Now I wanted to show you this angle of the brake end of the car because in here, in the shadows, there's what I refer to as the detail behind the detail. That's brake system components under the shadows there. And I think it's pretty cool that they've included those. Here's a brief look at the other side of the car. And you can see it has the same kind of rivet detail and separately applied very fine wire grabs on both ends. Looks really good. And here's a look at the A end of the car. Consistent with the B end, it has all that separately applied detail. Now the A end, though, does not have detail behind the detail under here because that's how the prototypes are. The coal loads are removable and they're included with the models. They just drop in there. I took it out so that I could show you the detail inside the car. You can see that it has internal bracing, which looks really good. And then if you look down at the bottom, there's also some detail in this little I-beam. That's a structural piece of the car. The bottoms of these cars don't have a lot of detail, but I can show you from this angle that they have body-mounted McHenry couplers and metal wheels. The model weighs 4.2 ounces. The NMRA's recommended weight for a car of this length is about just under 4.5 ounces. I think Athearn has done a really nice job with this model. Something I didn't mention during the spotlight is that this is all new tooling. And you can tell because I actually found an older version of one of these models at Silicon Valley Lines when I was in the process of preparing for this spotlight. And I found that there are 3 main differences that I spotted right off the bat in the new model. And those are that the grab irons used to protrude all the way to the interior of the model. You can see on the left side, that's the original tooling. And on the right side, that's the new tooling. So the new model's grab irons do not poke into the interior of the model. Also, there were some changes to the interior bracing. Once again, I have the old model on the left and the new model on the right. You can tell that's the old model on the left because you can see it has weights that were added to it by the modeler at Silicon Valley Lines. And finally, it looks like the sides are not quite as tall. Once again, the old version is on the left, and you can see that this structure of the car seems a bit taller than it does on the right side with the new tooling. And I mention these things because tooling is a very expensive part of making models. It's probably the most expensive part of making models. So I just thought I would point out those differences and mention also that I like the fact that these come in 5-packs. That makes it a little bit easier to build a unit train. So good job, Athearn. I'll see you all next time.